Baron Corbin is back in the WWE. Smackdown is over. Let's talk about it. There was a match between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, which ended in a DQ via, what's his name? Baron Corbin. I don't know how I just forgot that. My brain just stalled there. It tweaked out. But Baron Corbin is back, and I can firmly say I did not expect this whatsoever, and I don't think anybody else did either. And this seems to be universally loved and a universal surprise, which, who doesn't love a good surprise? He took out both Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, so I'm looking forward to see maybe he's the next United States champion. I think everybody expected Melo to be the next U.S. champion at SummerSlam, but looks like they might have changed plans. Maybe it'll be a triple threat with Ricky. Nope, not Ricky. Trick, Melo, and Baron. Maybe it'll be a fatal four-way between Trick, Melo, Baron, and Ricky. Maybe we get a ladder match with Melo, Baron, Trick, Ricky, Finn, and Tama. I cannot wait to see what they do with Baron Corbin. Hopefully, he is not just reduced back to a jobber like his previous run. At least towards the tail end of his last run. And also, Trick Williams got a new fur United States Championship, which looks absolutely awesome. CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes is officially set for SummerSlam. And yeah, we had to sacrifice Sami Zayn to get there, but oh boy, I cannot wait. There was really no hints of CM Punk turning heel in this promo. Unfortunately, hopefully during this build, maybe CM Punk turns heel, but if you're going to do it, you probably need to do it next week. Because if you don't do it next week, you'll only have 1 week of heel CM Punk leading into SummerSlam, which, yeah, I don't really like. It's unfortunate the way we had to get here, but at least look at the silver lining. We get Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. And I just know the promos they have, hopefully if they have promos, you know what, honestly, just give them promos every week leading up to SummerSlam, and they will absolutely cook on the mic. Also, I'd like to add, I liked the 2-hour Smackdown. It went by quick. It might have been a little short for me. However, if this is the pacing of the show that they can get right, stick with 2 hours, man. I just want a good show. I really liked this show, and hopefully they can keep up this good pacing. However, I'm not going to fully invest or fully trust this yet, because the exact same thing happened in like the first 3 or 4 Smackdowns of the year, where they were all bangers pretty much, and then they went back to doggy dookie. Then we had a match between Alexa Bliss and Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill ended up winning, and after the match, she attacked Alexa Bliss's arm, and she did the thing where she makes it look like her arm is like dislocated, or her elbow is dislocated. This is probably a way to keep her off the SummerSlam card with an excuse, which sucks, but I mean, hey, it just kind of, it sucks that they couldn't find something for one of their top stars. She'll probably be gone and then return at SummerSlam to help Charlotte Flair or something. It was cool to see her do this spot again. She hasn't done it in quite a while. I've personally never gotten to see it until now, so that was cool. Unfortunate that Alexa Bliss probably isn't going to be at SummerSlam because of this, though. Or at least not in a match. Then we had a match between Big Jim Uso and Royce Keys. There was a little bit of shenanigans. Solo came in and taunted Jimmy Uso from behind, which was really funny, and then hit him with the spike. He was trying to hit him with the spike. Jacob came out and made the save. Big Jim was able to pick up the win. Then after the match, Jacob Fatu was going to hit an ass splash, as I like to call it. I call the running hip attack an ass splash. He was about to hit an ass splash on Solo with the chair, but he stopped himself and basically said, I'm giving you one last chance, Solo. Next time, I'm not stopping. Pause. And it's very unfortunate that, Jacob is feuding with Solo again. However, this is probably just setting up for the Usos and Fatu versus Solo, LA Knight, and Royce Keys, like this hot take says. Which, it's a good way to get all these names on the card. However, it feels like Jacob Fatu should be doing something bigger. And LA Knight, yeah, honestly. But at this point, I'm just glad that LA Knight's on the card. Hopefully. Then for the main event, well, earlier in the night we had a segment with Nick Aldis and Gunther. Gunther was demanding to be put in the match, still saying he deserves a title shot, even though he lost clean at Night of Champions. The stupidity from Gunther continues. However, this ended in a main event segment. I don't know why a GM and Gunther are main eventing SmackDown. Why did CM Punk and Cody not main event SmackDown? I'm really not sure, but you know what? It's whatever. This was an entertaining main event. They had a little promo. Nick Aldis announced Cody and Punk versus Gunther and Sammy at Saturday night's main event. Maybe CM Punk could turn heel there. Maybe he has miscommunication with Cody and they end up losing or something. But that's not the main point of this segment. The main point of this segment was Gunther and Nick Aldis. And the physicality continued. Gunther attacked Nick Aldis from behind. Pause, AO. And then repeatedly put him in the sleeper hold for like 5 minutes. And then finally, after like 5 minutes, Cody Rhodes came out to make the save. And then it got cut off. They just ended the show. Literally, why? But I think it's now crystal clear that we are getting Gunther versus Nick Aldis at SummerSlam. And honestly, I'm kind of excited for the match. Probably more excited than I should be. I feel like it can be really entertaining. It's still just crazy and baffling to me, though, that, 6 months ago, this guy retired John Cena. And 5 months ago, this guy retired AJ Styles. But now he's fighting a general manager. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode of the SmackDown Summary. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. And